Hey everybody, what's going on? It is James here with Crypto Quick Start. I want to shoot a very quick video talking about something that's often overlooked with cryptocurrency and trading specifically, and that is taxes. If you live within the United States, you have to pay capital gains taxes on your trading gains. Now, full disclosure, I'm not a tax professional, I'm not a tax advisor, and nothing I say in this video is going to be tax advice. You should always hire a professional tax advisor before making any type of judgments or payments or anything like that. But real quickly, I want to point this out because a lot of people do not know about this. I certainly did not know about it. So we have this tendency often to sell our coins and try to buy them back cheaper. And sometimes that's a really good strategy. If you're taking profits, for example, a coin has doubled and you're taking profits, I personally do that a lot. I like that strategy. However, sometimes we do things that might actually not benefit us in the long term, but it seems like it does in the short term. I'll give you a quick example of that. Right now, Bitcoin is sitting around $6,100, a little over $6,100. I'm short-term bearish on the market. I actually think that we're probably going to go back down and retest $5,000. I think a lot of other people also feel the same way. So a lot of people I've seen talk about, hey, I think I'm going to sell my coins at 6,000 or 6,100 and try to buy them back cheaper. You got to be really careful doing that, because let's say that you get it perfect. Let's say that you're right and you sell at 6,000 and buy back at 5,000. You've essentially saved yourself, almost 20%, which is a hell of a deal. But the way that taxes work in the United States will burn you up if you're not careful. So I'm over here on Wikipedia. I highly suggest you check out this link. I'll leave it in the description of the video. And you can see here that if you make less than $77,000 a year and you're married, long-term capital gains are taxed at 0%, okay? Whereas short-term capital gains are taxed at your normal tax bracket, whatever that happens to be for your income level. So let's say for me, for example, I pay a little over 30% in freaking income taxes, which is just ridiculous. But based on my income, if I'm, selling a coin within 12 months, I'm going to have to pay that entire amount of taxes. Whereas if I sell it after 1 year, I'm only going to have to pay the long-term capital gain rate. Now, for me, that's going to be 15%, okay, because I make over $77,000 a year, but less than $479,000. So I'm going to have to pay 15% taxes. That's a lot better than 30%. So if I'm selling a coin and buying it back 1 or 2% cheaper, I might actually be costing myself money after you figure in taxes. I'll give you a couple of quick examples. I want to keep this video short, but here's a great example. In December of 2017, I was holding just over 100,000 Verge. I bought those Verge for $500. I decided that I was going to arbitrage those. I wanted to hold them long term, but I wanted to arbitrage them. And I did really well with that. I made about $8,000 doing arbitrage on Verge in about a 7-day period. Here's the problem. I didn't buy new Verge and then sell the new Verge to arbitrage. I sold the Verge that I was holding and then bought it right back. When I did that, that became a taxable event. And so they taxed me based on what Verge was worth at the time, which was 30 cents a coin. At 100,000 coins, that's $30,000 minus my $500 investment. That was on paper a $29,500 capital gain. Ouch. So the taxes roughly, were somewhere around, let's say $10,000, roughly 33%, okay? Here's the freaking problem with that. I bought the Verge back and I'm still holding it. It's now worth about 2.5 cents a coin, so it's worth about $2,500. So I owe over $10,000 in taxes on coins that are only worth $2,500. So even if I sell all the coins, I'm walking out owing the government $7,500 out of my pocket. All because I sold within a year. Talk about painful, right? Here's another example of where taxes can get you in major trouble with crypto. In January, I started taking Bitcoin as payment and Litecoin as payment. In the month of January alone, when Bitcoin was around $15,000, I did a sell on one of my software products, my trading bot, and had $25,000 worth of payments come in through cryptocurrency. I didn't sell the cryptocurrency, I'm still holding it. Well, here's the deal. $25,000 worth of payments times just, again, roughly 30%. That's a little over $8,000 worth of taxes that I owe on those payments. However, because I didn't sell the Bitcoin is now worth the $25,000 worth of payments. Bitcoin has dropped from 15,000 down to 6,100, so it's worth, about 40%. So whatever that ends up being, I think it's about $10,000 or $11,000. We'll say $11,000, right? So now my $25,000 is worth $11,000, except I owe over $8,000 in taxes. So my $25,000 after taxes now, if I sell, it's worth about $3,000, right? Huge, huge problem for any business to lose that type of money and still owe taxes on the full amount. Same thing with mining coins. When I mine a coin, I'm taxed on whatever it's worth the day that I mine it. So even though I mined a whole bunch of Zcash when it was worth $400 and $500 and $600 and $800 a coin, the government's taxing me on that amount, even though Zcash is now only worth about $165, right? So again, huge loss because of taxes. I didn't know how the taxes worked with crypto, but it's basically the worst way possible. They're trying to apply old, archaic tax laws to cryptocurrencies that just don't work for it. But that's the law, and you got to follow the law, right? In some markets, when you trade one currency for another, or when you trade one property for another, it's a light trade and they don't tax that event. Cryptocurrency is not like that. Every freaking trade, whether you're cashing out the fiat or not, is considered a taxable event, at least from what I've been told by tax professionals and also from my research online. Now, if I sound like I'm not 100% sure, it's because I'm not. In fact, I was so unsure and I was so pissed off about the way it looked on paper, about owing all these taxes on coins that aren't worth anything anymore, that I actually filed an extension on my taxes this year because I'm hoping the government comes in and says, hey, look, we got to do something different with these tax laws. We got to do something different for this cryptocurrency. And on top of that, every tax professional I talked to, it seemed like they didn't really know, right? They're like, oh, we don't really have clear guidelines yet. So right now I'm actually paying interest, because if you don't pay your taxes on time, you're actually paying interest to the government for every month that they're late. I filed an extension, so legally I'm covered up until October, but you still got to pay interest and all that, and I'm waiting for all this to shake out. But it's definitely affected my strategy going forward. I won't be trying to sell coins and then buy them back for 1 or 2% cheaper. I won't be doing that anymore. So at this point, I have my whole coins, and I'm not touching them. In the past, my whole coins, I'd still try to, scalp the top, sell them and buy them back cheaper. Not anymore. Not doing that because of taxes. My whole coins are just whole coins. Going to make sure I hold them for at least a year unless I'm ready to get out of that coin. My trading, of course, it is what it is. If I'm day trading or if I'm swing trading, I understand I'm going to have to pay short-term capital gains. But make sure you understand how this applies to you. I highly recommend you try to talk to a tax professional. They may not know everything about cryptocurrency, but they're going to know a hell of a lot more than what the average person does. And definitely, worth a couple $100 if you hire an accountant just to go through things with you. You could probably even talk to somebody like an H&R Block or something. But if you're in the U.S., this is a big deal. It applies to you. You do not want to get caught in a situation like I did where, you sell, quote-unquote, $30,000 worth of coins and owe $10,000 worth of taxes, and now suddenly those coins are worth $2,500, and you're expected to come up with a difference out of pocket. All right, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Be sure and subscribe to the channel. If you're not already a member of Crypto Quick Start, please feel free to come hang out with myself and 3,700 other cryptocurrency enthusiasts. It's a free group. You can find us on Facebook. There'll be a link in the description.